going on, guys? It's Colin, and what I wanted to do is try and bring you something a little bit different with this video, just to trial a concept to see if you want to see more of it. And what I wanted to do was give you a playbook type look at our approach to attacking on Isla here in rush mode. And if you like what you see, then let me know, and I will continue to take this approach for other Battlefield maps if you want to see them, potentially Black Ops when that comes out next week, or Battlefield Vietnam, and any other games that I cover. And so why don't we get right into it and crack open the playbook here. And on the first base of Isla I've marked 3 routes, and our intent is to attack the defenders in 3 positions at the same time to try and catch them off guard. The route in green is the route I'm going to take on a PWC, or a jet ski. The route in blue is another squad mate who is also on a jet ski taking a direct approach at Bravo. And the route marked in orange is a squad mate of mine who parachutes out of the chopper in order to try and rush plant Alpha. And once I land, I'm going to take up a stance and try and defend the area that I've now highlighted in green. And what I'm going to do is basically reduce this playbook up in the upper left-hand corner of the video so that you can sort of reference that while you watch the map play out. And I thought this would be sort of a decent approach. And in the event that it was a tougher team that we were facing, obviously the play would change throughout the base, but we were successful here in particularly on the first base with our initial plan of attack. So here I am actually able to flank in behind, and my teammate who parachuted was able to arm Alpha. The other squad mate on a jet ski was able to arm Bravo. So we have them both armed at the same time, splitting the defense, which we often like to do. And the enemies have kind of laid back, so what all I have to do is basically keep eyes on that one objective. We take down Alpha, and Bravo follows shortly thereafter, and I'm just going to kind of clean up the base here. And initially what I tried to do is take a route on foot up the right-hand side, but that doesn't actually work out for me. So let's crack the playbook for the second base. Now I've shown the route that I try to take in green, although I get picked off by a medic before I'm able to flank around by Alpha. But there's a route in orange, which is actually my squad mate Stone, who's able to parachute in behind the bases. And from there, where I'm able to spawn on him, and we're able to simultaneously attack Bravo and Alpha again. You can see that we actually move over to the Bravo side before we split up. I arm the objective at Bravo, and he goes over to support the team who's trying to take down Alpha. And the defensive team actually focused most of their attention on the Alpha side of the map, which, if you're on defense, I would actually recommend the opposite. If you're going to concede one of the objectives and try and defend the other, I would recommend that you focus your attention on Bravo, which is harder to take. Alpha, when you get into a tough fight, the building tends to collapse through Destruction 2.0. The MCOM station goes down, whether that's from chopper fire, noob tubes, RPGs, whatever the case may be. But here you can see I'm able to spawn on the squad mate who parachuted in, and we clear the area and make a break for Bravo. Although I call out that I think that I'm clear, I'm going to attempt to arm it, so he's going to go and support the team who is having a tougher battle over at Alpha. And here I'm able to come in and arm Bravo, and then I quickly leave the area and then basically flank around the outside below the objectives, and I spot a couple of enemies going in to try and disarm it, so I'm able to take them out, and that's pretty much the only resistance that I come up against. And unfortunately the playbook's actually covering up the kill feed to a certain extent, although I've left it somewhat transparent so you can kind of see what's going on. But Stone was over at Alpha, and they disarmed this a few times, but he is absolutely massacring the other team over there with the medic kit. And now that I've taken Bravo, what I want to do is basically defend this side of the map and position myself so that I have an angle on defenders that are rushing in to disarm, who have tunnel vision and aren't aware of my presence on this side of the map. And eventually I do get taken down from behind, which I kind of wasn't expecting, but in the meantime the team is able to fight it out, and we're able to take down the Alpha objective. Now, as I previously said, this wasn't necessarily the strongest team we're facing, but I do just want to kind of introduce this concept of a playbook laid over the video and just see what you guys think. And, you know, as I get some tougher gameplay and some better gameplay for analysis, I hope to apply the same principle, and, you know, hope you guys enjoy it. And right here, I'm just posted up. I'm trying to make sure that they can't come in the back door to Alpha, get a couple of kills, and then I get shot in the back. So with that death, might as well crack open the playbook for the third and final base. And I've highlighted some points of interest here on the map. The 2 points in green, the first being on the left, is the hill that you need to control in order to successfully attack this base. And then the second, which is just below the alpha objective, is along the concrete wall, and that is a very important control point for your team to focus on. Now, I've identified the threats. The heavy MGs are marked with red X's, and the chopper spawn point was also there as a red rectangle. So what you want to do is focus on that area and just make sure that you eliminate those threats before attempting to attack. And I've highlighted my ideal route here in green, and that would be to kind of come through a hole in that concrete wall, sneak in an arm of Alpha, defend it, and then flank all the way in behind the enemy base. Now, based on your positioning, you can also reverse this and attack Bravo first. Unfortunately, I'm taken out before I'm able to get all the way behind. So let's look at the playbook, how it actually plays out, because our team launches an attack from the control point on the hill, and we go to Alpha first, and then we're actually pushed back and have to make a squad attack on Bravo. So here's actually my first attempt to get at Alpha, and what I'm going to do is pull up and actually take a pot shot at the heavy MG on the left. And I'm not successful in destroying it, but the defender who was manning that MG parachutes down. So what I want to do is make a quick push around the corner. Unfortunately, I run into a medic who is sitting there waiting for me. I'm not going to say camping, because I mean this is a decent defensive position that I often use myself. And with that, luckily my squad is actually taking control of the hill on the left. So we're going to try and clear that corner and make a concentrated effort to push to the concrete wall in front of Alpha. And from there, once we have control of that position, it's actually quite easy to launch our attack. And fire Gustav, chuck a grenade down there. I haven't gotten any hit markers there, so I know that there's still defenders that are posted up strong. And I'm not trying to kill people with the Gustav here. I'm just trying to get some hit markers and soften them up. I do get one kill, and I believe I've damaged another enemy. So what we do now is all together we push that area and pick up some kills and clear it out. And my teammates are going to wait back at the concrete wall while I attempt to go and make my move on Alpha. And you'll see the route I like to take. I use this one very often once we've cleared the area. And I like to knife through the fence and get into this sort of alleyway between the fence and the rock. And sometimes you're going to run into a defender there, sometimes you're not. I just take a quick look to make sure that nobody's up there posted up to the far right, and I'm going to come in and arm the objective and defend it. Now, I don't take up the best position, but what I've noticed is that the team has now focused all their attention over on Bravo. So there's not a whole lot of resistance here at Alpha, but they're very strong over on the Bravo side. So I'm able to basically sit in this position looking over towards the other objective and pick up a number of kills while I wait for this objective to go off. And once I take it, I'm going to attempt to make my long flanking route around the back of the base, but I don't check my left when I come through the fence, and I get picked off, as you'll see here in a second. But I have taken down Alpha, so now, obviously, things become a bit more challenging because the defenders are able to focus on one objective. And in selecting one to defend, I don't think you can go wrong with Alpha or Bravo in this one. Neither one's in a building. So right there you can see I didn't check my left, and I get taken down. Now, we still have control of the top of this hill, which is very fortunate, and we're able to actually make a push all together down towards the Bravo objective. And I actually take the lead here and run into one defender. Now you can see that the chopper's up, and I'm basically just trying to feel that out. If he just takes off and flies away in order to mess with our spawn, then that's fine by me, because we have a mobile spawn point and some map control. So I'm not too worried about that, and I'm able to actually get in and arm the objective, although I immediately get taken down by a defender who fires a Gustav at Bravo. So not necessarily the best idea on his part, because I do get the arm, and if he keeps that up, he's going to damage his own objective. But, we don't actually wind up C4ing it or using explosives against it. We do wait for it to go off through the arming process, and we're just all together as a squad laying down some suppressive fire. I'm going to get picked off again, but the objective goes up and we win the game. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to put this out there as a concept that I can apply to some other Battlefield maps that you might want to see. And as I said, I will be giving Black Ops a try next week. I'm not completely, haven't completely given up on the Call of Duty franchise, but, when trying to approach maps as a squad, it can sometimes be a challenge to figure out, what's the best approach, and there's obviously many ways you can skin a cat, but this is just how we like to approach some of these bases on Isla Innocentes. So anyway, guys, leave a comment, let me know what you thought, thumbs up the video if you like this playbook approach, and I will bring you more of it in the future. Anyway, I really appreciate your time. Cheers, we'll talk soon.
Hey guys, we're on Facebook. Check the description of this video for the link to our new Facebook application. Subscribe and get our latest video updates posted right on the wall on your own Facebook page.